my topic today is about cooking, and basically like 3 basic techniques or tips that you would use if you were going to cook that help you be better. And the first time I ever cooked was when I was 12 years old, and my grandfather actually made me. He tricked me into cooking because I went to the house and he was cooking, and I kept on hovering over him and asking him all these questions like, how much of this do you put, how much of that do you put? And he would always get so mad because I would ask the same question over and over again because he did everything by eyeballing it. He never did measurements or anything like that. So one day he turns around and asks me, do you want to cook? And I said, yeah. But he tricked me because I thought he was going to be helping me. No, he literally sent me into the kitchen and just had me cook by myself. Like, everything was a mess. Everything was everywhere. I burned my hand with the oil. Like, my rice was mushy. My steak was dry. But it was a learning experience. And I feel like as you cook more and more, like I've cooked about 14,000 meals. And as you cook more, you learn certain tips and techniques that help you become better. And some of the basic ones I would say that are kind of really important that I use often are prepping. Make sure if you use a recipe that is just a guideline. Those things are not like concrete. You can improvise, you can be creative. And the last thing, there are some basic stuff that you should always keep in your pantry that help you, like salt, pepper, lemon, olive oil. Those are some of the things I always keep, and it goes a long way. It's very simple and basic, but it helps. So on my survey, one of the things that most people said that they didn't do was prepping. And it's super important. It's actually in the Food Network magazine as #1 for the most important, greatest tip for cooks. So, but a lot of people don't do it, and it helps you because it helps you be more manageable, more efficient. There's certain things you always need to do ahead of time. Like if you're baking, you need to use certain ingredients that need to be warmed. And if you prep, it makes it a lot easier. And then also when you're following recipes, never follow it exact because they never turn out the way the recipe says it would online anyways. And a lot of times you don't have certain things at the house, and what you do is you improvise, be creative. You know, if you don't have thyme, use oregano. If you don't have lemon, use lime. If you like to use adobo instead of salt and pepper, I mean, it's all your choice. You improvise as you go. And I think it was Alex Seidel who says basically that recipes are guidelines. They are not concrete. They are just there to help you, and if you want to switch something out, you can do it. And I think that's another really important topic. The last topic would be always try to keep some things in your pantry that will help you. Like I said, salt, pepper, olive oil, those are all things that will help you. And it's like so simple. You could throw some salt and pepper in the pan with some vegetables and it's done. You do some fish, some lemon, some olive oil, it's done. And all those things, you combine them, you make a full meal. And you don't have to do much. It's simple. If you're on a budget, if you don't have like enough money, those are things that you already have in your pantry that are simple and they will help you. You don't need no paprika or thyme, which most people don't have in their pantry. Those are things you buy usually for special occasions or certain recipes. So if there's something like that you can all grab out of this is those 3 basic techniques that will help you become a better cook. If you can prep, if you can go and do recipes without following it exact and just kind of improvise and be creative, those things will help you. If you can keep those basic ingredients, and it doesn't have to be salt, pepper, lemon, those are things I keep, but you can keep certain things that help you specifically, and all those things together will help you make better meals. And it's like, if you do that already, then you're already ahead of the game. But if you don't do it, then basically try to incorporate it and see how it helps you or how it improves your meals. Because it's so simple and so basic that pretty much anybody can do it because it's not something difficult. So I hope you guys enjoyed my speech today, and I do have some cupcakes back there, and I have some photos that she will go through that shows you my meals that I made today. That's flan, and that's a honey glazed fish with potatoes and asparagus, and this one I improvised because originally it was like teriyaki. I didn't have that, so I used honey and sugar. And then this is some pork chop, rice, and plátanos, some traditional Spanish meals. And it's so simple, and I used all of that in my speech, basically.